open your space now. And it doesn't have to be a huge space. It could be something small, but get in there now so that you can start to set your foundation in the industry so that people know that your space exists. And I don't know where you are, what area you're in, but if you know that the industry or that the area is lacking a place for people to come and shoot their photo, their video, their audio content, be that person. Be the person to say, you know what, I'm going to step out on this and I'm going to open it because like I said, guys, content creation is not going anywhere. Companies are not spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to put ads in the newspaper. They're not doing it anymore. Why? Because people get their stuff online anyway.
Hey you, welcome to Shades of Content, a show that teaches entrepreneurs how to effectively use content to market their business and stay content while doing it. I'm your host, Patrice, a wife, a mom of 3, and a 15-year public relations and marketing professional who decided to open a brick and mortar content studio 4 years ago. And I honestly haven't looked back since. Join me as I share my experiences and the experiences of other entrepreneurs who, like me, are navigating this maze of owning a business, running a family, and trying to stay sane and healthy while doing it. I'll tell you, it's an amazingly challenging journey, but I honestly wouldn't have it any other way. See you soon.
Hey guys, welcome back. Happy Friday. Welcome back to Shades of Content. If you're new here, I'm happy to have you. I'm Patrice. I'm the host. And if you've been here before, thank you for coming back. Y'all know Fridays, we have our full episodes. We are in the middle of May. I hope that you had an amazing Mother's Day. I hope you had a beautiful, beautiful Mother's Day. I have 3 children, and I'll tell you, Mother's Days weren't always happy days for me because I would feel like I wasn't appreciated. I've talked about that on previous episodes, but I'm in a space now where I know what brings me contentment. And so I just commit to doing that, especially on Mother's Day. I acknowledge myself of being someone who is raising 3 humans who are pretty happy, pretty healthy. And so happy Mother's Day to you. I hope that you enjoyed your day. This is going to be another short episode. I released an episode previously about reasons why you should open a content studio. And so I'm going to continue on that because on that previous episode, the link is in the show notes, I had more things I wanted to say. I gave you 4 reasons, but in reality, there are so many reasons why you should open your content space. Again, if you're new here, I'm Patrice, and this is my studio. So every Shades of Content episode that you see, for the most part, is filmed right here. The audio, the crispy audio, is filmed right here. And this is the space that I own. I've owned this space 4 or 5 years. And having this space obviously made me a brick and mortar entrepreneur, but it also made me really, really comfortable creating content, right? Because if you're smart, as the business owner, you will find opportunities to create your own content in your own studio so that you're consistently promoting what it is that you own. And that is what I do. So whenever you turn on Shades of Content, you see this space that I own, that I've owned for 5 years. So I'm going to get right into the episode. I have 4 more reasons why you should open a content studio. Yes, I have my phone. I have my notes because why not? All right. All right. So the next reason, and I guess this is reason 5 because I gave you 4 in the previous one. So the next reason why you should open or own your own content studio is because you can see multiple clients in one day. Okay. Typically with event spaces, you are only able to host 1 event per day, right? Because your event is probably going to last about, I think, let's say a normal event is 6 hours or 4 hours, and you give people an hour to load in, an hour to load out, that's 6 hours. And if that event wasn't early in the morning, then that's not going to give you time to have any more, right? So you have 1 client per day. Now, when you own a content studio, you can have multiple clients in and out every day because they're just coming in to shoot content. They're not moving the furniture around. They're not bringing in caterers. They don't have a bunch of trash. So you can overturn the space much quicker, meaning you can serve many more people in one day, right? So that is another reason why you can open a content studio. You can make a ton of money from a bunch of people in one day. Another reason why I would highly suggest opening a content studio is that this studio, and I can speak from experience here, can be marketed as a production space, right? So when we think about the word content, I think sometimes our mind immediately goes to like social media and podcasts. But television shows are content. Movies are content. Vlogs, that's all content. And while we weren't calling it content probably 10 years ago, it really is content. And so I've had a ton of television companies, production companies rent the space for full days, right? Some production companies have rented the space for like 2 full days, right? And because we have a full day rate, so I can charge you more when you're booking for the full day, because number one, you're now stopping me from letting anybody else book, right? So now when a production company comes, they need the space all day. And because of that, they're going to have to pay a premium, right? So that actually is 2 reasons in one, right? You can rent to production companies and they're booking it for the full day, but then also you can add a much higher rate to what they pay you because they have the ability to use the space for the full day, which takes it off the calendar for anybody else. I'll give you guys some examples of the production teams that we've had here. TV One, there have been episodes of Unsung. The interviews have been shot here. Bravo, Real Housewives of Potomac, shot here for a full day. And that was really cool because the episode aired. And then when the next week's episode aired, they had clips from the previous episode with our business in it. And then when like Wendy Williams talked about the episode, she then showed clips from the episode that showed the space. So the space was on Wendy Williams, right? And so when you have those production company clients, you're going to have just way more visibility because typically they're attached to some type of international or national production. So was that TV One, that was Bravo. There have been documentaries shot here. I've had Roland Martin from the news guy, Roland Martin. I've had a ton of celebrities that use the space because they found the space through the production company, right? So that's another benefit of opening a content studio. When you have a content studio and you're bringing in these production companies, a lot of times they're bringing in celebrities who may not have known that your space existed, but because the celebrities are attached to the production company that knew you existed, now these celebrities know that your space is here. So that's a really cool thing. And when I opened this space, that was the furthest thing from my mind, like having reality shows shoot here, but it makes total sense. And because I own the space and it is a private space, those production companies feel more comfortable renting here because they know nobody else is going to be walking in while they're trying to shoot. They know that because it's not an event space, it's not going to be all this event stuff and none of that. It's a production studio that just so happens to look like a home, which is another benefit, right? Because a lot of when you're watching TV shows, when you're watching reality shows, when you're watching documentaries, people are typically doing like their testimonials in a living room setting. So that's why having a content studio that has these types of living room vibes works very well. So that's another reason why you should open a content studio, because production companies, TV companies will book your space for full day blocks, 2-day blocks, and then they're going to bring your celebrities in. They're going to bring their celebrities in, which now presents your space to them. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Let me know, guys, if you take your vitamins daily. Tap that poll right there and let me know if you take them daily or if you don't. I just got an email that my Care of monthly subscription package of vitamins is ready, and I'm so excited. Some of the benefits that I've noticed since taking the Care of vitamins and supplements is, first off, the skin is giving. I'm also a lot more rested when I wake up in the morning because I take the sleep supplements. I'm also doing one of the immunity vitamins, which has definitely helped me stay not sick. Y'all know I got these little kids and they carry germs like nobody's business. The other biggest thing for me is convenience. So it comes packaged in this really nice box, and all I have to do is every day just pull my vitamins. Like I don't have to pull every bottle and decide what vitamin to take. Like I just pull out my little vitamin and supplement pack, and there it is. It's so easy. It's so convenient. Make sure you tap the link to get 50% off your first Care of order. Care of me and Care of. You're gonna love it, promise. Another reason why you should open a content studio is because you're going to get repeat clients. I've had lots of influencers, lots of food bloggers, lots of vloggers, just entrepreneurs who specifically want their brand to look consistent throughout. So they use this space as their content home. Their house doesn't have the look and feel that they want. That's like pretty enough for their content, for Instagram or for their vlogs or their blogs. So they've committed to booking the space on a regular basis because they want the same look and feel. They want it to look like they're in their house kitchen, right? They want the clean look for across the board for all of their marketing. So having repeat customers is something that entrepreneurs really should strive for, right? You want to bring in new customers all the time, but you want to make sure that you're giving your current customers what it is that they need to build out great content. And when you have a content studio that is clean and can provide those different looks and feels, then your customer is much more likely to come back to you. Like I said, I've had food vloggers who use the space once a month, and they come once a month with their different recipes. They shoot, they record, and they release it, and then they come back. And then also another piece of that is a lot of times when you're working with brands, the brand wants the influencer or the brand partner to have a consistent look. So if I am Betty Crocker paying Julie, $5,000 for this brand partnership, and I like her clean aesthetic because it looks really good with the product, I can't have her create something with the purple background next week. Like, I need her to stay consistent with what the look and feel looks like too. And so again, that's another benefit of opening a content studio. You're going to have repeat customers that want the look and feel that your space offers. And so they're going to come back over and over and over again. The final reason, and it's the final reason for this episode, because again, I don't want this to be a long episode. I want you to get the info and click the link in the show notes so that you can be a part of the Content Studio Blueprint class. So you can be a part of the Content Studio Blueprint class. And I probably said this earlier, content creation is not going anywhere. Content creation is not going anywhere. And if you've kind of been paying attention to the industry, you'll notice that there are indeed different spaces popping up. And I don't know what area you're watching this in, but people are seeing that content is the place. Content is what people are paying attention to. And people also understand that typically you can't create it in your house, right? If you like me, you got kids running around. I remember I tried to do an Instagram live last week and my daughter knew I was on a live, apparently, because she was off the chain, right? You need to step away from your home if your home is a distraction so that you can really focus on the content. That's why I come here to record my episodes, right? One reason why I come here is because I want to promote the space. But the other reason is that I cannot really film great episodes if my kids are here. Okay. But at the end of the day, content isn't going anywhere, right? There's millions and millions of podcasts every day. I don't even know how many people start YouTube channels, but this is a very viable industry that won't be going anywhere anytime soon. And it's still a very new industry, right? It seems like we're being inundated with content and everybody's doing this, but the fact is, a lot of people aren't. I can have a conversation with 10 people right now, and only 2 of them will really know how to access podcasts, right? Because again, it's still a very new thought process. So with that, get in the industry now. Open your space now. And it doesn't have to be a huge space. It could be something small, but get in there now so that you can start to set your foundation in the industry so that people know that your space exists. One of the reasons why Camp is successful is because we have been around for 5 years. And when we're talking about content studios in the DMV area, Camp is the first one that comes to mind, even though there are more that have opened up since. And I don't know where you are, what area you're in, but if you know that the industry or that the area is lacking a place for people to come and shoot their photo, their video, their audio content, be that person. Be the person to say, you know what, I'm going to step out on this and I'm going to open it because like I said, guys, content creation is not going anywhere. Companies are not spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to put ads in the newspaper. They're not doing it anymore. Why? Because people get their stuff online anyway, right? I think my dad might be the only person that's still getting the Washington Post delivered at 4 a.m. But that's his thing. He's 65 years old. The world is changing and you want to be ahead of the game. For me, thankfully, I was ahead of the game, but I want to help you be even ahead of the game so that you can learn how to do this the right way. I've also spent 5 years fine tuning this, right? I don't want it to take you that long. And so that's why I put together this blueprint class. It is amazing. You can click the link in the show notes to access. a ton of info on not only how to open your space, but how to create a space that you can run part-time. I opened my space while I had a full-time job, and then I had a baby. I was a stay-at-home mom, and then I had another baby, and then I got a full-time job. I did all of that while owning this space and didn't bat an eye because it's really an easy part-time business to add to your life. And it's also a business where if you want more, you can do more. But if you want it to be its own entity and run itself, it can do that too. And it's been able to be that for me while I had so many different life shifts. So definitely, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about opening a content studio. There will also be some sort of community so that we can stay connected as content studio owners, right? So we can keep sharing tips and the tricks, because while I've learned a ton in 5 years, it's probably people out there that can teach me something too. That's what I do now. So tap the link in the show notes. I can't wait to share all of the information with you. And I think that's it. Happy Friday. We are going into Memorial Day next weekend. So I hope y'all got y'all plans together, all of the good things. I'll see you back here on Wednesday with a short contentment or content marketing hack. And then we'll be back next week with an amazing, I feel like I say amazing so much. We'll be back with a super great guest. I have another guest next week that I know you all are going to love. And on that note, happy weekend.
All right, now, y'all, don't forget to connect with Shades of Content on Instagram at Shades of Content, and with me, Patrice Camo, at Patrice Camo. And also be sure to rate this show, leave a review, and subscribe, because that's actually the only way that we're going to grow. I'll see you next week.